Hello, party peoples on the internet land. What's going on? Sam, what's up? Sam is already in the chat, ready to go for this one. Says, I'm watching a sad TNG episode, so getting in some good Star Trek.
Sam, you missed the demo.
Boys.
You missed the demo stream. You missed me getting a jump scare, like getting scared like 3 times.
So you were streaming because you guys know me. My name is Kyla Springer. I'm joined as always by Melissa Wilkinson.
Yes.
What?
And for the very first time on the Captain's Log, who I was about to interrogate, is Alan Busby.
Hello.
Alan, what's up, dude?
Not much. You know, for me, for the first time ever for me, I am joined by Kyle and Melissa on the Captain's Log.
Oh, he's like, I am the captain now.
This might be my premiere episode on the Captain's Log, but you say for the first time joining you is me, but for the first time joining me is you guys.
This is true.
Good stuff. So I was just about to ask you, you were streaming on your own Twitch channel just before this. What were you up to?
It was a short stream. I downloaded 2 demos. I downloaded Yes 9 monstrous. Hang on, let me do my cheat sheet. My Monstrum Nox demo and the Little Nightmares 2 demo. And Little Nightmares 2, pretty spooky. It's spooky, man.
Turns out they're big nightmares.
I had Amy try it after I played it, and then I showed her the trailer that's on the PSN page, and there was a lot of oh God, no, why? I don't want that. Why? So it's gonna be a blast. So I got scared. I'm sitting there in silence, and I'm like, I know it's coming, and then it's just the whole.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. And there was nothing truly scary. It just spooked me because it's very atmospheric. So
that game does look like it has a good atmosphere.
Yeah, we're in talks about it. Amy and I might stream Little Nightmares 2 together because it might be a co-op game, or we'll stream it, but she'll play it, but I'll be joining her on my Twitch channel. And Amy doesn't do well with scary games.
Oh.
She would act like a Kyle Springer, if you will.
Right, yes. Speaking of streaming and all of that stuff, we have some exciting things to kind of announce. I guess say that we did, or we started, or we're working on. Back on our 5-year anniversary retrospective, I was like, hey, what if we start this thing called the Whatnauts Wednesdays, or just Whatnauts Wednesdays? And basically every Wednesday night, one of the captains of the Whatnauts would be streaming some kind of video game, whether that's Alan streaming Yakuza, or me streaming Halo, or Gino streaming Final Fantasy something. Who knows? We'll mix it up. But I was just like, what if we can make that happen?
Much like a Watu the Watcher, ask yourself, what if?
What if? Yeah. So we got that started this week. We did our first Whatnauts Wednesdays this past week. It was Alan and me. We were both on there streaming. You were playing Hollow Knight.
Yes. Yep. But also, if you check out that stream even in the past, you'll hear Kyle's story of how he somehow stayed composed in a very spooky position that would have made me crap my pants.
Yes. Spiders.
What are we talking about? You'll have to check it out.
I don't know if I've told that story here on the Captain's Log or not. Melissa, have I told you the story of the giant wolf spider at my church camp?
No, you told me the story about the chainsaw and the one about the beam
Texas
of light.
Chainsaw Massacre, and the ghost that I saw. So I kind of want to say go watch the stream, but I don't know what we're gonna do with those streams, if they're just a stream and that's it, or do we upload those to
we could upload them. I mean, even then, it's still just a chill thing where like someone can still check it out later on. I mean, whatever we want to do or people want.
in the back of my mind, the whole purpose of those streams is to have us be on Twitch more often. I want to get us to affiliate so that people can eventually subscribe to us and give us money on Twitch, besides our Patreon and stuff like that. But we're so close. We have the followers. We don't have the number of days. We usually because we used to only do the captain's log, and that would be 4 times a month. So if we double that, that would be 8. We only need 7 days in a month, and then we just have to have the number of people chatting all in this at the same time. And so far, we have that. Oh. But we just need more streams and stuff like that. So I'm just like, let's just do something on our Twitch. But I'm sure that will grow and evolve and change as we go.
Well, plus it's also a good idea because people can watch the Captain's Log to get to know you and Melissa a lot, and then any guest person that shows up. The Whatnauts Wednesdays is a good way for people to get more contact and get to know you as well, me, Ignacio, and Gino a lot more than just on Crossplay as well.
Yeah.
So it's a good way for people to kind of interact with us more as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So fingers crossed, it'll be a good thing. I'm excited for what's to come. Like I said, I'm sure there will be changes to it down the road, but it's fun. It's exciting. I'm glad it worked out this past week. So.
And it was very fun too. I really enjoyed that.
But Melissa, I know you do like my camp story, so I think I just do have to give a quick version of that. Yeah.
A slice of the spider.
So you know that we could do these raids, right? These practical jokes. One year, I was the counselor of the youngest guy's cabin. They were 8-year-olds.
Oh.
And so, to do practical jokes and stuff, they don't really get it half of the time, or they're super into it, but they don't know how to be quiet and sneak and stuff like that. So you either have to do some things that we're gonna get caught, or we have to the counselors behind the scenes have to be hey, oldest girls cabins, we have the youngest guys, we want to do a raid, can we raid you? And then we'll set it up so that they don't know that's we're not gonna get caught, but they know who it is. So we're about to go raiding, and we're about to go out the back window of our cabin because we heard some people out front. And so we're okay, we need to be sneaky, right? And the windows we had in the cabin had a screen and then the actual wooden panel. If you guys can see, I'm making a thing, there you go. Great audio content. But so I lift up the screen and I tie it up, and then I put my hand on the wooden panel, and I'm about to push it open, and I'm okay, do we have everyone? Do you guys have all your stuff? Do all that stuff? And then I shine my flashlight onto this wooden panel, and right where I have my hand, right next to it is this gigantic wolf spider.
Oof.
And it's the size of my fist, and it is huge. And just before anyone notices, I move my hand, I turn off my flashlight, and I say, nope, we are going out the front door. And I shut the screen door, and we all go out, and we never saw that spider again.
I still don't know how you held your composure. I still don't know how.
If I freaked out like I wanted to, then all of them would have, and they would not have slept that night. So I was just I'm gonna act so calm and not scream. But
these guys are kind of cute up close.
No,
Ugh,
no
no, thank you.
spiders. No spiders are cute.
They've got these like mandibles
No,
that look
I'm-
like they have like big buck teeth. Like they look like a nerd in a cartoon.
No, thank you.
Well, that's an opinion.
Sure.
I mean, I'm saying that they're cute in the context that I just did a Google image search for them, and they're not like crawling out of my screen. I'm not in their same physical space.
I don't even want to look up a photo. I don't want to see a photo of a spider. Like daddy long legs are technically like not really all that creepy looking. I still don't even want to look at it. I don't even want it near me.
Aren't they technically like the most poisonous spider, but they got the like super
Is
short
that an urban
teeth?
legend, though?
Yeah, I
That's
feel
what
like
I'm
that's-
wondering.
I don't think daddy long legs are super poisonous. Like I always remembered seeing a daddy long legs, and it was always a thing of like, they're fine, they're
Melissa,
harmless.
They are fine. As far as humans are concerned, granddaddy longlegs are neither poisonous nor venomous.
Boom.
So they won't bite you. Well, if they bite you, you won't get hurt. And if you bite them, you also will not be hurt from ingesting their poisons. Like some sort of tree frog.
I feel like I'd rather the daddy long legs bit me and just have
You've
a bad
busted.
time than have me bite the
Venomous
daddy long
indeed,
leg.
Sam.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Wow,
not a big
Melissa
fan
was
of
real quick to be
spiders.
like, they fact check.
I try and know animal facts when I can, or at least know which animal facts are not true.
Yeah.
For the longest time I wanted to go to Australia just to check it out. And then I would always hear those stories of like the giant spiders like hiding in your shoes and stuff. And I'm like, you know,
That's like
I
the
think I'm fine.
outback, though. I think if you go to Sydney, they don't have those.
Sam says,
Yeah.
remember, if you bite it and you die, it's poisonous. But if it bites you and you die, it's venomous.
yeah.
Thanks,
That's
Sam.
a good distinction. I
Remember, if it bites
This is
you
like-
and you die, it's a stalactite. If you bite it and you die, it's a stalagmite.
This is like that explanation that Melissa, you and I were talking about a couple weeks ago between like a new dimension and an alternate reality,
What?
or like a parallel
Yes.
universe versus another dimension.
Yeah,
What
a
the
universe and a
distinction is.
dimension. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't. Oh man.
because so many people use them like just interchangeably, but there supposedly is a distinction. And
Yeah.
the thing that I heard was something along the lines of another dimension is literally that. It's a new dimension, right? Like we see in 3D, right? Or I guess in 4D if you count time. But
Yeah.
a new dimension would be like a fifth dimension to that, and it would you would be like focused on that. So it would be like the microverse where you're super small, or you know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, so a dimension is interstellar. An alternate reality, an alternate universe, that's Inception.
Inception was a dream.
Yeah.
No, I know it's a dream, but like when you talk about an alternate dimension, you picture like that's Matthew McConaughey in his spacesuit walking around a bunch of rectangles. And he goes into his daughter's bookcase. But another universe, that's like, you're Joseph Gordon-Levitt running around a hallway that goes in a circle,
No.
and they got a Penrose stairs.
No, because I wouldn't really call your dreams another dimension.
But
just
it's a place where like things are very weird in a way we don't have. Fine, it doesn't work.
It's a
We
dream
don't have
space.
it.
It's a dream space.
But I'm talking like visually, to visually lock this into your head.
Visually,
Regular laws
a
of physics, but they're
parallel-
kind of funky versus we made up a bunch of junk.
I'm thinking, yeah, the new dimension is like we made up a bunch of stuff. This whole dimension is made out of circles. Who knows what that means? Whereas an alternate reality or a parallel universe is exactly that. Like there's another version of Kyle out there who became
Well, yeah, that's
president
the parallel.
and did stuff like that. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
always,
okay,
I
so-
always just imagined a parallel universe is just is just a world where everything in here is already there. Just everything's the opposite. Like everything you've done is just literally the polar opposite.
Yeah, the lady from Fringe has brown hair.
Yeah.
There would be one for every decision ever made.
Instead of Kyle being a gigantic gamer, he's just a gigantic fantasy football person.
Yeah.
He drafts all the time.
Yeah. There you go.
Man,
there you go.
That'd be all right. Really quick, because you mentioned the dream thing. Have either of you ever had it? Because it's the whole urban legend of if you die in a dream, you die in real life. Which, haha. Have you ever had a dream or a nightmare of any kind where you've died in it, or no?
This just happened to me for the first time like a couple weeks ago.
Oh. Like you died in the I'd say nightmare, because like you're not dreaming of dying. If you're dying, I'm sure it's a nightmare.
I died. It was a dream where like I went to my parents' house to like drop something off or something for them. And then I get back in my car and I'm sitting in the driveway for a second, like, doing something on my phone. And then I look up and like, I know I like turned off the lights and closed the door, but the door is open and the lights are on. And like, I know in the dream, like, oh, mom, like I was like, the house was empty. I went to like drop something off for them. But I know in my head they're going to be home soon. And like, dream me's like, there's probably a criminal in there, but I should go try and see if I can get them out before my parents get home so that then my parents don't have to deal with it. So then I just walk open the door like, hey, could you get out of my parents' house, please? And then this amorphous figure turns around and shoots me and I just collapse on the porch. And like, I felt like I died.
Weird.
But you see, the thing is, like, in the nightmare when you were shot, you didn't die instantly, you just fell down. So I'm wondering if like you woke up before like in the nightmare you would have like died.
It felt like I was falling through blackness. Like I got sent to a sunken place, kinda.
Wow. I have never had a dream where I've died. I've had one nightmare where I like fell off a ledge and somehow like all of a sudden it was like a giant cliff, but it was like it looked like the structure of like a curb and I fell off it, but then all of a sudden it was a giant cliff. And as I was falling, before I hit the ground, I woke up from my alarm and it was like, oh man, good thing I'm still alive so I can go to work today. No, I've had some where I've almost died, but never like smacked.
I don't remember my dreams. Like
ever?
Usually not. Like there's like a handful of them that I can be like, oh yeah, I remember that one. And then like once every maybe 6 to 8 months, I'll be like, okay, so I know I dreamed something, but I don't remember it now that I like it. There's that like faint, like fleeting, like, oh yeah, there was something there. I just can't put my finger on exactly what. But no, most of the time for me, it's just black. I like close my eyes, fall asleep,
and it's just
blackness,
nothing.
You just dream a test pattern.
Wake up, yeah.
See,
can I tell you about my favorite dream I've ever heard? It isn't mine. It's a dream Jack had in like 2013, 2014. She had a dream that President Obama made a new declaration that now that Andrew Garfield was making Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were outlawed. You could not watch them anymore. It was Garfield only. So Jack and a group of friends had like a secret underground society where they went into like a cave. Like they're all huddled in a cave underground watching Tobey Maguire.
Oh my God.
I love it. That's great.
I think about this once a month.
See, the last thing I'll give on that, I'm with Kyle. I don't actually have dreams either. I only ever have nightmares. And when when it's not a nightmare, I swear to you, I guess I dream, but I call it, I have visions of the future. Like I'll dream something that happens and I wake up and I barely remember it, but then like days, weeks, even like a month or so later.
Deja vu.
I'll hit that moment and I'll be like this. Like I'll say a response and I go, deja vu. I've already had this.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I've had that quite a bit, especially when I was younger, but I don't have it as much now. But every now and then it's just like,
no,
deja vu. I've been here before. I've done this.
Yeah.
Nope, it's either visions of the future or nightmares. I don't just have dreams.
Wow.
There's no play. It's either I get a glimpse of what's to come, but can't really remember it, or it's me pulling weird maggots out of my knee that just keep growing out of my knee.
That's
Gross.
classic nightmare business.
Yeah. That
Gross.
wasn't. Or I have the first world crisis where I have a dream that my phone just can't charge over 20%.
Oh no! I have so many time-based dreams all the time where it's like I'm getting ready to go somewhere and all I have to do is go into the closet and get my coat, but like it takes forever and like I go I get distracted, like I can't find my coat, something happens. But by the time I've got it, I go back out and it's like, oh, it's 6 hours later. You missed that thing you were supposed to do.
Because you couldn't find your coat.
Or like time dilates. I had a dream once that me and my family were going to Six Flags and we stop in a gas station on the way there and I go inside to get something and like the clerk at the counter's like an old friend of mine and I talk to them for what feels like a minute and then I go back outside and my family's waiting in the car like, Melissa, we've been here for 3 hours. We're too late to go to Six Flags now.
Oh my God.
We're not going to Six
39
Flags.
years, Melissa. How long did it take you to get your coat?
No, it's Rose. It's Rose from Titanic. It's been 84 years.
Right? That's all I am.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
I literally only know that song. From Digimon the movie.
Oh my God. That's where I know it from
the only
too.
place I know that song from.
Like I know it from Life, but I think that was maybe the first place I heard it.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
the soundtrack to Digimon the movie as a kid.
Yeah.
Listen to it constantly.
Yep,
That's funny.
Yep, that's the only way I know that song is from that movie because that's where I first heard it. It's the only place I've ever heard it.
I'm so happy this has also happened to you.
Yeah, same. Yep. You're not alone. I also like the Digimon. I'm that weird person where I actually like the Digimon rap. Weirdly.
I dig them. Yeah.
That's right. Don't listen to the community where they say it's terrible. It's good in a bad kind of cringe way.
It's not good for a rap, but it's good for a rap made up for a kid's cartoon.
That's right. See, someone finally gets it.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Indication.
Uh-huh.
You know what?
Speaking
I feel justified.
of dreams and
Dreams.
stuff, though, Melissa, last week we were
Yes.
hoping to talk about our dream-themed restaurants,
Yes.
our dream themes. So you brought this up, but we never got around to it. I want to know, and Alan, you can chime in as well if you think of one. But I'm assuming you wrote this down because you have one. You're like, oh, if I had the chance, this is it.
I do have one. Yeah. This is a question I pulled from another podcast because when the week is boring, I just listen to another very old podcast. I'm like, what did they talk about? Let me throw it at Kyle because Kyle wasn't on that podcast, so I don't know what he'd say. And I do have one of these. A couple months ago, I was driving past a closed Olive Garden at night, and I wished that I could go inside the Olive Garden and just have an unsettling Italian dinner meal. So,
Like, what kind of unsettling? Like
it's
spooky?
just
Or
yes,
just
it's
like,
just eerie.
This is emptier than I thought this Olive Garden would be. Like, why? is
right.
it-
So you want like a horror themed kind of like spooky Olive Garden.
No, not horror themed. It's not
Like a
like there's
spooky.
blood and like rusty chains. It's mostly a normal Olive Garden, but you go in there and everything just feels weird. It's a very surreal Olive Garden. Like imagine you walk in and they've got a picture on the wall of like a bunch of chefs in a kitchen and it looks normal, but then the longer you look at it, you realize it's just the exact same pair of eyes in every face.
Oh God.
Or like the stereo playing softly in the background. It's like you realize it's been playing the same song over and over again.
And over again.
Like things are like there's a table in the corner that's marked as reserved, but the people never come in to the table and there's nothing on the table but knives. And every single place where another piece of silverware would be, it's only knives.
That'd be interesting. Or if you have like
And you know-
a guest that's in a dark corner
Yeah.
so you can't see them, and the waiter has been there with the pepper shaker the entire time
For like 15 straight minutes of pepper.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking like they bring you their food and it already has like the grated cheese in it because they just met you and this is your first time here, but they already know exactly how much grated cheese
That's how
you
much
want
I
in your
wanted.
food.
I didn't even have to say when.
Like it's like and like and the it's just the fact of like they brought it and you set it down and you're like, oh man, this is exactly how much I wanted. But the waiter doesn't say anything to you. They just set it down and walk away, and it's just like there's no enjoy and it's just like you're like I eat it, I guess.
Yeah.
Sam says you want Anatomy, the restaurant. I
guess
don't know what that
I do.
means.
I want
Yeah, I
this
don't-
restaurant to exist, and of course, it very clearly has to be named Creepypasta.
Oh
Yes, good.
Creepypasta, the haunted Olive Garden.
God. I feel like this would be
That's
like,
good. I like that.
I picture in this world with this Olive Garden, it's that thing of like how teenagers talk of like going to the haunted house is kind of like, hey, you know where we should go this weekend? We should go to Olive Garden. Oh yeah, we can go to no, I want to go to that Olive Garden. We should go there.
Right. And like, there's only going to be, we'll put like a couple in every town, and like 4 will be normal and 1 will be like this.
But the creepy one will not be. It won't be near any other restaurant. It'll be like almost isolated by itself.
It's in an office park. It's the one sit down restaurant in the middle of an office park.
Oh
It's funny.
God, what would even be the rumor? What would even be the rumor? Like it's the thing of like, oh, if you go to this abandoned place, this happens to you. Like, what happens if you go to this Olive Garden? You find out it's like it weirdly has. It's rumored to have the best pasta you've ever had.
You have a pretty sensible, affordably priced Italian family meal.
And then you leave.
But you just feel like there's eyes watching you the whole time. Like,
God.
like the back of your neck gets prickly.
I almost would kind of want to go to this Olive Garden. Like that'd be kind of
Right?
cool.
So much. This isn't an experience you get paired with food. Like, you can go to a haunted house. You can go to like an immersive theater experience. You go to the movie theater, see a horror movie, and they've got the dine-in service, but there is no eerie restaurant.
What
You
what
can
if the
get
Olive
spaghetti at any Italian restaurant, but you can't get spaghetti where you feel like you're being watched the entire
That's what
time.
I want.
What if this Olive Garden had a weird
good.
effect where you went
like
there and it was all those things. The food was the best you've ever had, but the second you left, you only had the vague memory of the Olive Garden. Like
Right.
you remember the food was
Getting into
good,
the
but you
supernatural.
can't quite remember how good it was, what you had, and you can't remember. So someone's like, "How was the Olive Garden?" I just remember the food was good, but you can't remember. You can only vaguely remember.
Yeah, like the second you step off the threshold, the aftertaste dies in your mouth.
Yeah, like you
You know
can't
where
even
it went?
remember what it tasted like. You just know in your mind that it was really good.
Yeah. And that's why
Oh.
everybody keeps going. They're just like, it's vaguely good, but they didn't say how good. So now I want to see specifically what it is.
And it's an extra creepy Olive Garden because there's never a wait.
There you go. So I was thinking
Yes.
about mine, and the first thing that came to mind was to do like a cyberpunk themed 50s diner.
Ooh.
Like have it be like silver diner or something, but then it's like all cyberpunk. But I thought that was maybe a little too easy, or like, of course he was gonna say something cyberpunk.
Well,
So
no,
then
it's
I
high tech,
was
but it's
like,
also a product of the time.
right.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
this
it's
just
just
be
like
Cafe 80s from Back to the Future 2?
Actually, yeah,
kind of,
No,
like,
because I assume the internal structure is also like cyber themed.
Yeah.
it's cyber themed, but then like they all have the like outfits and the like style to make it look like a 50s diner, but there's still like holograms, and the menu is just a pair of sunglasses that has it displayed
Yes.
like on the thing.
I have to ask you
yes.
guys something.
Melissa from the Whatnauts.com.
Have you ever been to a restaurant and they had a Viewmaster, like click and you see the pictures on the slide
yeah.
of
Yep.
Viewmaster?
Dude, I had those
and
as a kid.
And that's where the dessert menu is. Like, you want to see the dessert menu, and they hand you a ViewMaster, and that's how you look at the desserts.
I've seen something like that at like a Hard Rock cafe or something.
Really? Okay, because we have a local restaurant called Pasta House, which is why I wanted this weird Olive Garden concept, because I've only been to an Olive Garden like twice in my life. I'm not familiar with it. We always go to Pasta House, and Pasta House has a ViewMaster full of desserts, and I don't know if that's a normal restaurant thing.
No, usually not.
Your cyberpunk diner, it's got all this cyber stuff and everything else. You put on like the goggles or like the VR headset, and it literally transports you to a 50s diner.
Yeah, you could do something
like
that. Or
it transports you there.
You can pick your theme. Like each booth has its own like holographic projection thing.
Yeah.
To be like, I want to be in Jurassic World. Boom. And your booth is just sitting there. And there's like T-Rexes walking by and stuff. And you're just sitting there with your cheeseburger. And,
so this is
and
mapped around you,
French
right?
fries, but they're called microchips. Yeah.
We're also in England. You're going to start this up in England.
Sir, do you want some more microchips? Hell yeah. Bring me another plate.
How small does a fry in our American language have to be when you consider it micro? Or is it just a pile of 1-inch fries?
I think they would be, like short, but also really thin. Have you had the like really thin shoestring ones?
Yeah.
Like, I think I would do that.
I don't know if you like if you can remember it. I'm thinking of like the thinness, like Kyle said, but of like steak and shake fries.
Yes, steak and shake fries.
Because those things are like thin. But like the size of like if you get like fries from like any fast food place, you get kind of like the crumb fries that like are pieces of it. That's what I would consider micro. So like that size, but just like the small, thin brittleness of a steak and shake fry.
The bits.
Yeah, those are micro fries. That's what I would consider micro fries.
I also wanted to do a pizza joint, like some kind of pizza joint. But I don't know what I wanted to do with that.
I have a concept for a pizza joint that I'm amazed has not already opened up in my city. There should, and this is going to be legitimate Halloween spooky, not this weird contemporary millennial slightly unsettling spooky like Creepypasta the restaurant. There should be a pizza restaurant called Vincent Slice, and it's just all like Vincent Price super campy horror stuff. There's a bust of a raven over every table.
That reminds me, that's like actually very similar to something I was thinking of, because I was trying to think of stuff before we were recording, and that was my thing. Like, what if it was like you guys have been to TGI Fridays or some sports bar that has all of the paraphernalia up on the wall? It's all that stuff, but it's all cryptids. So it's all like Bigfoot related stuff. It's UFOs. It's
the Loch Ness Monster photo.
Aliens and the Loch Ness Monster and Slender Man, and stuff like that. Yeah,
I feel like at that point you would just be a conspiracy theory restaurant. Like, you go there for the food, you go there to eat, but the table you sit at is just, you don't have your own individual table or booth. You sit at almost as like this giant round table where it's you and other people that can then just discuss all of the theories and stuff on the walls and stuff.
There's no combos.
So
the menu is entirely a la carte, and you have to take like a red pen and draw a line from every item that you want in your meal.
Honestly, that would be kind of cool to do that. The menu is just a big mess of like it's a big word cloud. Right, and you have like red Sharpies, and you like circle things and draw lines. That'd be wonderful. Great idea.
That just makes me think of like how they have McDonald's and stuff, like fast food places in Japan, where like, because if you're a tourist and you can't speak Japanese, it's just, you go to McDonald's, it's just a menu, but it's just buttons of pictures that you click to what you want. Yeah. It makes me think of that. I sort of have an idea, but I'm going to kind of cheat, and mine's going to be kind of like a terrible thing.
You have to explain it.
So
Okay, so this guy is connected to this thing, but he's the brother of this guy.
So I assume everyone here has obviously seen Toy Story because it's an amazing movie.
Yes.
So I'm,
Pizza
I'm gonna
Planet.
I'm hodgepodging this together. It's gonna be Pizza Planet, and you're like, oh, there's already a Dave and Buster's. No. But Pizza Planet was like the hype place to be. So
Yeah.
imagine it's kind of like a restaurant, but it's pretty much Pizza Planet. But the thing is, once you go in, it's almost like a locked room. You can't leave until you eat the food. But to eat the food, you have to play the games to win tickets. To then, instead of doing prizes for the toys, you have to do prizes to eat food.
It's like
Wow.
Five
But
Nights
you're
at
also
Freddy's. You just get locked in like
kind
the old
of,
Chuck E. Cheese.
but it's also like a
Come to
weird
life.
bid war. Like, okay, all right, cool, 50 tickets, I can get like a large fry and I can get out of here. But the thing is, someone else can bid more tickets on that same food item to eat it and then leave. So it's also like a weird bid war on food that like someone could like, yeah, you can spend 50 tickets to get the large fry, but like, Kyle, you want to get out of here. 50 tickets, large fry. I go, okay.
I feel
51
like
tickets, large fry. I take it from you. I eat it.
It'd be
I
fun to
leave.
have it be like an escape room thing.
Yeah, like that's
Escape
kind of
room plus
but
dinner.
I like the whole idea of like the bid
Right?
war thing. Like,
I
you
like
don't
the
re-
idea that you have to
escape room?
win your food.
Yeah,
Like you have to bring like an uncle who's very good at skee ball if you want the pizza dinner for the entire family.
you go. All right, we're gonna go to Pizza Planet, guys. You go. Oh man, I can't wait. I've been wanting to go for my birthday. You go in there, like, all right, where do we go first? And you walk in. Person behind you closes the doors, like chains it up, locks it, and you're like, so is this part of the event? And they go, and they just hand you like a book, and it has all the rules, and it's like, this is how you leave.
You know, it'd be really, really funny if you forgot your wallet in the car.
Oh my god, dude.
You're locked in. You can never leave.
See, I didn't think of that. Do you still have to buy tokens to like play the games to get tickets?
Yeah,
'Cause like I feel like at some point the people that had no money would just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn to cannibalism and just eat the contestants that enter, and they just live in this like evil, like corrupted Pizza Planet.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I couldn't think of a creative one. I wanted to make it as evil as
I
possible.
really love the idea of this dark dystopian Dave and Buster's, where like you have to win to eat.
Oh man, like I never even said the food was good. You know, you just imagine the food's good, or like at that point you don't even care if the food's good. You just want to eat whatever you can get to
It's
leave.
just bar food, like it's just greasy jalapeno poppers, but like you know.
But then you'd have the one guy that would want to play so many games that he'd want like the 5,000 ticket item, whatever that would even be.
I heard, do different games give you different food? Like, what does Time Crisis get you?
No game gives you food. The games give you tickets that you then have to
And
go
you
to like
trade
the
for
prize
the
counter
food. Right,
to then
right.
bid on the food. The thing is, how like I guess they would just have that crappy thing where like you go to a store and they just have food in like the case that just keeps it hot. So you imagine the food is bad because you're like, I don't know how long that's been sitting there in the heat.
Oh my god.
Just keeping it warm.
I'm imagining the way it is an arcade prize counter with all those
With all
plexiglass
the food.
compartments of things, but it's like, okay, you want a pickle on your burger? And they just scoop
Oh my
pickles out of the
God.
container where they keep spider rings.
Oh.
Sam says, so if a fry is 50 tickets, that's say $5, what's worth $500? A tin of caviar?
Yes.
Well, see, I only gave a spitball. Like I don't know, man.
Like, what is the mega prize? Like, you have 50,000 tickets.
Oh,
What
maybe
can
it's
you
one of those,
buy?
like one of those ice cream sundaes that's like 3 gallons of ice cream and it's covered in a can of whipped cream and there's like 2 sparklers stuck in it.
Yeah, you'd have variations. Like that would be like the dessert.
Just
That'd
a
be like
molten
the
chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Like that would be the dessert one. Like you'd have like a breakfast one. So like imagine you go to like the best breakfast place and they're like their number one item is like the breakfast like 50,000 ticket. The dinner is like if you go to like a super snazzy restaurant, that's that like it's not the steak's 50,000. No, it's the whole dinner course. And then like the sundae with like cake and stuff and you're like, man, I really hope that's good. And also I want to get out of here.
I don't know why you added in the part that you were trapped there. It's not like, you have to stay, if you want to eat. If you enter at all, you have to stay.
Yeah, you have to stay. You bring like your son Timmy there, and Timmy's like, I can't wait to play games. And like you get the rules, and you're just like this. Timmy's like, I want to go play skee ball, and you go, Timmy, we're on a mission. We got to leave.
We got to go to the coin pusher.
Like Timmy, you want to play
efficient.
skee ball, but I'm really good at the Wheel of Fortune roulette game. We're playing that. It's like, no, but Dad, this is my birthday. Timmy, we're trying to get out of here.
Timmy, we have to live. Do you want to live to see 11?
Imagine you somehow like almost die to get out of there as a family, and then you get home, and later that week Timmy goes, I can't wait to go there next year for my birthday, and you're like, we're not going back there.
No, how that place stays in business. People go in, they don't come out.
You go online, that place, 5 stars.
5 stars.
Somehow.
Glowing reviews.
Somehow, you're like,
some way.
These reviews don't make any. You try to put in a 1-star review and it just defaults to 5. You're like, well, hold up, I want to give it a bad review, but you can't. You literally can't.
Disallowed.
So I have something else that we kind of missed last week. Since we I guess last week was our first one of the captain's log for the new year for 2021, and I'm not a big New Year's resolution guy, or at least like labeling them New Year's resolutions and stuff. But I also am like, I like making goals for myself. So I was wondering if you guys had goals for 2021, just in general, or for the Whatnauts, or for video games, or for watching TV. You want to watch certain shows or a certain number of shows. I don't know. What are your goals for 2021?
I do have TV watching goals. You're right.
TV watching goals. So I started one of mine. I hadn't seen the Sopranos yet, and I have now started the Sopranos. And you guys know me, I'm a big crime show fan, and that's often considered one of the best TV shows of all time. So I was kind of kicking myself of like, why haven't you watched this yet? Why? Like, what has been stopping you? And the answer has been nothing. I just haven't gotten to it. But so that was one of my goals, was to start watching The Sopranos, and I have. I'm now on season 2, and I like it a lot.
Okay,
How many seasons are there?
I think there's like 6 or 7.
Not bad.
Something, yeah, it's not bad, and I think they're all like 13 episodes each-ish. But it started off slower than I was expecting. It's a lot more of a slice of life. And it was a little bit funnier than I expected. But by the end of season 1, it definitely had its hooks in me. And I can see, like, okay, yeah, this is starting to be the, like, mafia story that they're gearing up towards. I see where this is going. So it's good. I like it.
Nice. I don't know a single thing about The Sopranos except for the ending. Like, the absolute last frame.
I always thought it was like a weird like mafia show. Like that's how it sounds to me. It sounds like a mafia show.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's
a mafia show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so I just assumed it would be like super serious. Then when you say it's funny, like all right.
Well, it's not like a comedy funny, but it's funnier than I expected because they're just so fucking Italian. Good God!
What's the meme? What's the meme of the Italian people when they do the weird hand thing?
They do all of that stuff. They do all the gabagools and stuff, and it's just like
so
these guys are. They are.
So what's funny is that you're seeing just very characters that you would think would be cartoonish, but here they are with all those traits being portrayed in a very down-to-earth slice of life TV program.
Kind of.
Okay.
It's also like the style in which they filmed it. Like you can tell it's not a modern show.
Okay.
Like there are some filming techniques and acting that was like, ooh, like this does not hold up. But but at the end of the day, yeah, the show is still really good.
Okay,
And
good.
I know it's a bit of a slow burn, so it's still getting there. But
Is Sopranos, is it that old of a show?
Didn't
it
it
was
come
like
out in like the late
90s, early
90s? Yeah.
2000s. Yeah.
Wow, I thought it came out way later than that.
It had its final season in like 2008 or 2009. Like I was writing for the high school paper in 2009 and I had a TV column and I remember making a joke about the finale of The Sopranos.
Oh.
Yeah. Gabagool, pasta fazool, all of that
pasta
stuff. I
fazool.
don't know.
I've from JoJo's Part 5 because it's in Italy. I just know the bad word of cazzo. That's like all I know.
They've probably said that in a string of stuff in there. I don't know what that means, but sure. Yeah, I'm
and
assuming it's in
buongiorno
there.
is like good morning. Like I know that one too.
Yeah.
Thank you, anime.
That's all you need to know about Italian culture.
There you go.
Yeah, if I ever go to Italy, I see somebody buongiorno, and then some random person like, hey, cazzo, there you go. That's all I need to know.
So another goal of mine, specifically for the Whatnauts, this year is to get more guests on our shows. I've kind of avoided it in the past because we've had guests on in previous times. This was like early on with me and Paul, and everything went wrong. I've had everything in the book go wrong, and I get that's kind of a rite of passage for a podcaster, right? But like, I've forgotten to tell them to record on their end. I've forgotten to hit record, or we've lost footage, or just like everything goes wrong. And yeah, it's it's daunting and scary. And I've from that point on have usually been like, I don't know. I don't like having guests on the show because there's so many variables. I don't know. But I think we're at a point where we can finally get some guests on the show, and I think we can start punching up too.
Nice.
And start just being like, hey, let's get some other content creators out there that are kind of our peers and stuff like that, and then maybe some that are like a step above us, and maybe like 2 or 3 steps above, and hopefully by interacting with them and their audience, we can get some more eyeballs on the shows. But this goes for all of our shows, so not just the Captain's Log, but also for Crossplay and for the review show and stuff like that. So
They say you miss all the
my
shots
goal.
you don't take.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I like
right?
that. I like that though. Oh, you'll like this. If you're not making moves, Kyle, you're standing
You're
still.
standing still. Gary Whitta.
Gary Whitta.
Yep. Indeed.
Shout out to Gary Whitta.
That's a good one. But yeah, those are like some of the goals that I've had or I've thought
those
about.
are good ones.
I don't have like I want to start working out or I want to go on a diet or stuff like that.
Right.
I'm
I
just
feel like those are always
still
the
wanna
goals
work-
I'm
still wanna work out.
supposed to have, but they never
Yeah.
are. I just always have higher priorities. Like my roommate's trying to eat healthy, and I'm like, I'm just trying to eat efficiently. I get so burnt out on the time I spend in the kitchen. I feel like I'm always doing dishes. Like that's all I
Yeah.
do with my life. So I'm like, I don't care how healthy it is. What can I cook with the least amount of dishes possible? That's what I want to learn.
You could be one of those people that
ramen
like
and
when you
eat
make
it
food, you
straight
just have paper
from the
plates.
Oh,
So you never have to
Jiminy's,
clean
no,
it. You
I
just
could
eat and throw them
never.
away.
No, I'm also trying to like reduce the amount of packaging in my life. I started using this new kind of hand soap where this company sends you like a very nice glass bottle and like tablets, like they're Alka-Seltzer tablets. And you fill the bottle with water, you drop the tablet in, it dissolves like an
it makes
Alka-Seltzer, and
soap?
that becomes the foaming hand soap. Yeah. So I don't have to
Wow,
keep
that's
going to the
interesting.
store and buying individual bottles. I bought the one bottle once, and this company just keeps sending me soap tablets.
Interesting. That's kind of cool.
They're called Blue Land. I've just tried that and like this dish soap they have that's like powdered dish soap. Like instead of having a squirt bottle of Dawn liquid, it's the shaker and you just shake powdered dish soap onto things. And then, when you're empty, they just send you a new pouch of soap for you to put back into the same container.
That's weird.
Like, see, I've seen the powdered stuff for a dishwasher for the machine like that.
No, but this is
kind
for
of
like your sink.
detergent. But like, yeah, for the sink, I've not seen.
It's
I
new.
Guess you could use it the same way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
we have those like little capsule things that you like put in the dishwasher. That's
Yeah.
what we use.
Yeah.
But like I don't use the dishwasher because like I grew up with my parents who don't have a dishwasher. So like whenever I would sometimes do the dishes, my brain just defaults to nope, we're just gonna hand wash these.
Yeah.
That's the only way I know how to do it. Mm-hmm. No, but the dishwasher's
that
so
works.
easy. Yeah, but it's so loud. I can't do
It
it.
is so loud.
It really is. And sometimes you think the dishwasher's done, but it's just having its wind down cycle, and then it kicks up again. You're like, bro, you're like, dude, why? Can you just clean them faster? Like I would be done by now.
Quieter, please.
Stupid dishwasher. But so your goal is just to like try to be more efficient with food, or like is that your only goal?
I don't like time management is my goal like year after year. I feel like I live my life and I never get anything done. Or
Yeah.
one thing I want to do this year, I want to make more time to watch TV on my own that's not podcast homework.
Because we do.
But
watch
it's a great
lot
way to
here.
like watch more shows.
Yeah, I'm going to spend fewer time doing dishes over and over again, and I'm going to watch The Crown.
Okay.
I want to do
finally
that.
Giving in to the show that all your coworkers think you would like.
Yeah, and like they're right. I'm sure I would like it. I just like I haven't watched it because you've never picked it. If you don't make time in my life for a show, it's hard for me to do it on my own.
Kyle,
One
you have
thing-
so much power over Melissa's
I know,
TV
right?
watching.
Let's
Right.
see. What can we make her watch?
Right. Like I go to the office and they're like, Melissa, have you seen this? And I'm like, no, I had to watch an anime about a robot. And like it was good, but none of the rest of you care about this anime about a robot.
Yeah, people at my work are like, "Oh, you gotta watch this show, watch this show, watch this show," and I'm over here watching Hunter x Hunter and finishing it, and it's like, "Oh, now you finished it. Now you should watch this show." Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna watch another anime.
Yeah.
Like, no, I think I'll find something else to watch.
One thing
I don't give in
I've
to
been
peer
wanting to do for a while, and I think this year might be the year I do it, is that I've really been wanting to write an audio drama.
Oh, okay.
I don't remotely have any of the resources needed to produce the thing. I don't know actors or know money to pay the actors with, but I'm gonna write at least one script. That's what I told myself.
Do it.
I can really respect that because as someone who natively speaks English, I hate writing, and thank God I speak English because that's really
Okay, you
all I
speak
can do.
English.
That's all I can. Like in school, I would feel real confident about a paper, and I get it back, and it's like, oh yeah, that's like a C minus. I'm like, dude, I worked my ass off for that. Or I'd go into like a grammar test, and it's like, okay, adjectives. I like study it. I try to figure it out. I come up with a million examples. I take like the 10-question quiz, and I'm like, all right, I'm right. I felt really good about that. I studied a lot. I get my quiz back. I got like 3 out of 10 right, and I'm like, wow, I was wrong. So I never I can't do English. I can do math.
I get it.
like
It's
math.
not for everyone. Oh, I was a creative writing major in college, and
Yeah,
I've never done anything with
respect right there. I can't write papers to save my life. Is it good? Sam says, is it going to be gloves off? What does that mean?
No. That was a story I was working on in college. That was my college capstone.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything with that. This is a separate idea.
If you end up making a script, I think it would be really fun for like a Patreon exclusive thing to have the Whatnauts be the actors in it. And we act out your
real actors.
Your script. You can get real actors on your own time and be famous
and then there's
on
like
your
an
own.
extra version where it's just you guys. They just recast the roles with you.
You can put girl characters in there.
Fun.
We'll do our best to do female voices. Like I'll make my voice higher pitch. I can do it. Like, oh, you got like a strong person? Hey, what's up, man? You got a girl? I don't know. Like, oh man, here we go. We're gonna do things.
That's all the types of humans
Alan's
there are.
acting chops.
I make no promises, but I'll do my best.
It's funny.
Oh, it's a sort of thing that could have a lot of small bit parts to it. It is an investigation story where they might have to just call and talk to a lot of people for plot reasons to find out clues.
Oh man, I like that.
That's always a good thing for an audio drama.
Oh, I like
which is
it.
what
we
are
doing
table reading this week on the
Yes.
review show. Doing an audio drama called the Amelia Project.
Mm-hmm.
Which has an interesting premise. Where did you find this one? Because I hadn't heard of it.
Oh, I don't remember. I think I went to some audio dramas I am subscribed to in Podcast Addict. And like I just went to like, what do you suggest based on this? Like I just needed an influx of new audio dramas.
Yeah.
And I think I Googled like, what are the best new audio dramas of like the last couple years? And I think that might have been how I stumbled on it.
Okay. Fair enough.
right.
That works. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about that one because it's about an agency that helps people fake their death.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's an interesting one. It's a comedy, and they've done some clever things. with
Yeah.
it. So I'm excited to talk about that this weekend. But Melissa, you and I have a little bit of Marvel stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Alan, I know you're not much of a Marvel MCU.
Well, I watch Marvel, but like I missed so many movies that like, and I don't have Disney Plus either, so like I'm just so disconnected from it. But I know people were hyped about it. They're hyped about it.
That's fair.
Yeah,
We won't
today
spoil
is
the things on
yeah, no, not
this 'cause
here.
It's the same day it came out.
Yeah. Today is Phase 4's birthday. Happy birthday, Phase 4.
But...
You get the how old is Phase 4? wait for it. 4.
Yeah, so WandaVision came out today. Disney Plus launched their first 2 episodes of that. The rest of it will be weekly. I think there's going to be 8 of them total.
I think so.
Something like that. And then shortly after that is when we're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I think is in March.
Yeah, March 19th.
Is that one a movie?
No, that
that's
one's also a
show.
series.
Oh.
Yeah. The next Marvel movie that's coming out is Black Widow, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought they already... Oh, no, yeah, because you said everything got delayed.
Everything got
Yeah, it was supposed to
delayed,
come out
yeah.
like last
Yeah.
March or April or something. I think now it's at May. It's sitting at May.
Something like that, yeah. Melissa, have you
Yes.
watched WandaVision yet?
I did. I sat down and watched them earlier tonight.
I did too. I loved it.
Yes. It's so funny.
Oh,
I'm
man,
glad
yeah.
they're like really playing up the sitcom element of it, not just as a creepy backdrop, as a structure through which you watch this woman fall apart. It is also very funny.
Yeah, it's a delight to watch. I like the new intro thing that they did where
Yeah.
it did their like their like big full widescreen HD Marvel thing, and then at the very end it went into 4:3 and black and white, and it had the like mono sound. And it's like, this is wonderful. I love this.
Yeah, I like how they're playing up the style every episode, like they're changing the theme song every time. I love the fake commercials inserted into the middle of every episode.
So far.
Because the first one's for a Stark Industries product, and I thought, these could all be Stark Industries products, but no, the second one isn't.
Next one is like the same two actors, but it's for a different product. And it's for something that
isn't a company. Like it's a name from the Marvel universe, but that's not a company. That's not a product. That's not an item we've seen before. So I'm very interested to see what else we're going to see reinterpreted as some sort of commercial product throughout this series.
What nouns they'll think of next.
All these exciting nouns.
So is Wanda? Where does WandaVision take place? Is it like or can you not say?
This is
we don't
after
know
all of the movies so far.
It is. We know that much, but we don't know when after all of the movies.
Okay, because like I didn't know who they were until I watched Infinity War, and it was because Wanda's the girl with the weird red witchcraft powers, right?
Scarlet
Yes.
Witch.
Yeah, I saw her and I had no idea who she was. And like Vision,
she's in Avengers 2. That's where she made her debut.
Yeah, Age of Ultron, Civil War.
Guess it was. Is it the end of Winter Soldier that we get that the end credit scene with them? Was the first one?
Maybe
this
it was one of those. I'm not sure, but she. Besides that end credits thing, she made her debut in Avengers 2.
Yeah, because like during Infinity War, when it was that whole big thing of like, oh, Vision, oh no, Vision, I sat there in the theater and I was like, I don't even know who these people even are.
So much.
That's a major chunk of the narrative.
Yeah, like up till that point. Like up to that point, I only watched like
universe as a TV show, and you watched like some over here, and then skipped to the end, and you're just like, what's happening?
I think prior to Infinity War, all I had watched was Iron Man 1, the first Captain America movie, or the first Captain America movie, and then I watched.
Oh, Alan!
I watched the first Thor movie, and then I watched the first Avengers movie, and that was it.
You watched Phase 1 and then skipped to Infinity
better than
War.
That.
Well, because Infinity War came out and Amy and her brother John were like super jazzed to go see it, and they were like, you gotta come watch it. And like I didn't know who the Wakanda tribe was. Like these people, all these people were in it. I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
We would have been the person being like, no, you haven't seen any of these. Like stay at home. Go do something else. Like
we left
watch the other ones.
We left that movie, and Amy and her brother were like in like mega hype moment, and they left, and they were like gushing about it. And they're like, wasn't that awesome? And I was like, I don't know. I thought the movie was very confusing and kind of boring because I was like, I don't know what's going on.
That movie is all like that one, and Endgame is all payoff for all of the other movies. And so if you didn't watch them, they're not going to make sense. It's going to be boring.
Do not worry, because I did watch Endgame, and before I watched Endgame, I watched Ant-Man 1 and 2, and that was it.
Anyways.
Ant-Man 2. I love them, but those are not very important movies at this time.
No, they weren't.
I guess they kind of are. This end of the second one leads into Infinity War. But like, I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna watch Ant-Man 1. It's very important that I watch Ant-Man 1.
It's PS.
So yeah, I am definitely like, I'm like the shame person of like, oh man, Marvel, and I'm like, yep. Here's my shame. Here it is. Here's all of it.
No, we all got one. I understand. Like I am a superhero movie person, and there's still holes in my history. Like going back to classic ones, I've never seen the original like 1980s Superman.
Yeah.
And even there's recent ones that I've missed. I haven't gotten around to watching Aquaman yet, and I hear that one's pretty fun.
I still haven't seen that one.
I lied.
DC ones just aren't as good. So I'm
I
like,
feel like
oh,
I've
that's
seen-
fine if you don't
I've
watch
seen
that one.
enough of them that I want to complete them. Like, I don't feel the need to watch Joker because that's so far outside of the narrative. But like,
Yeah, but
I feel
Joker's
like I should go
so
see
good.
Aquaman.
I lied. I also watched Thor Ragnarok.
Oh,
watched-
Ragnarok's good.
I watched that
Filling
one
in
too.
some blanks there. So
Yeah.
But,
Have you seen any of the Guardians? They're my favorite.
No, I haven't. No.
Oh
Ellen.
man, love the Guardians.
You
Alan,
don't
what are we
understand.
gonna
You
do
don't
with
understand
you?
that when I watch a Marvel movie and like everyone is like oozing hype, I'm just kind of like, I just hope I understand this one.
because you got to watch them in
I get
order.
that.
It's a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I with the whole Spider, I did watch Homecoming and Far From Home for Spider because I like Spider, so I watched those. But you know that also doesn't really play a gigantic role either. But like,
Because Spider-Man, the movie rights is owned by Sony.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they make those a little bit more separate.
I have
Yeah.
been
But
hounded.
they
I've been
do
hounded
still
to death to watch
tie in.
the Doctor Strange movie, and I still haven't.
I like it. I dig Doctor Strange.
is good, but I don't know why that they're hounding you to watch
Yeah,
that one.
that is odd.
Well, because they really like that one. They really like that
I mean,
movie.
they're all really good. Like, there's not a bad one in there, except arguably Hulk and
Yeah.
Thor
Yeah.
2. But even then, like, it's not that bad.
No, they're
I
still
will-
watchable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just state that I thought Endgame was better than Infinity War.
I would agree, but again, that's just all of the payoff. Like, there's like
I dig
movie is all just fan service.
Well, Endgame was just easier to follow because I watched Infinity War, so it's easier to follow along what's going on.
It just gets
Yeah.
easier. It is the easiest one.
Like
I dig Infinity War a lot.
like there wasn't a big chunk of Vision in it who I didn't understand. So I was like, I understand what's going on, because then it did stuff from the first Avengers movies, and I was like, I know what happened here. I get this.
yeah, there
You
go.
are Captain America going, I understood that reference.
Yeah, I saw
Right,
I
yeah.
saw Paul Rudd going with the crew back in time, and I was like, hey, I know who that is. I get what's going on. I know how he came back. I was yeah.
He is
Anyways,
your North Star.
back to WandaVision.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have to at least say that at the end of episode 1, I gasped in excitement and joy at a certain thing that I saw, and I was just like, oh, yes! Ha! I like it. I love it. There's a certain logo that you see.
Oh yeah.
And I was just
Ooh,
like,
yeah,
I have
yeah.
no idea what they're doing here or why they're involved with this, but I like it.
Yeah.
So that's all I will say on that.
We are broadening our scope a lot. It's very exciting.
I can't
Yeah,
even
'cause
take a guess at what logo it'd be.
Yeah,
it was-
you wouldn't even know.
You would have no idea.
it's Shield. It's got to be She. I don't know. I really have no idea. I have no idea. What is it?
But
What-
yeah, I'm
Hydra?
excited.
Hydra? I don't know.
I'm excited for this show. In other Marvel news, this past week it was confirmed that Oscar Isaacs is playing Moon Knight.
Nice.
So that's going to be really exciting. And I heard rumors
gonna be
today
good.
that Ethan Hawke might be the villain. I
Okay.
haven't seen that confirmed yet, but I saw some things going around.
I don't think I've seen Ethan Hawke in many things, but I know him to be a reputable performer, so that sounds good.
He's good, yeah. He's good, that's for sure. And then I saw something else today that I guess Kevin Feige was like, yes, we have plans for Nova down the road.
Oh, that's one I haven't heard about.
So that's all I know so far right now. So
That's all any of us know. It's all any
Yeah.
of us can hope for.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to guess and chat with Sam of what the logo was.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what it is because it'd be a big
No,
spoiler.
I know. But even if I somehow guessed it, it won't make it like, if you've seen it, you'll get it. If you haven't, then like the guesses don't mean anything.
Yeah. There you go. Anyways, away from all the Marvel stuff, Alan, I want to know a little bit more about you, my friend.
Alan time.
Oh yay, my favorite time. Well, I mean, anything you want to know specific? I'm really good at answering questions.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll just
Where were
lobby
you the
basic
night of the
facts
murder?
at you.
Which one?
Both. Now, go.
Okay, well that's actually very easy. Well, I actually can't disclose that information, but you know, I have the dates written somewhere. Just kidding.
Alan, how old are you?
You know, I like playing this game when people ask me. If you had to guess,
I'm wondering if you are a baby. And a baby to me is anybody who's like less than 25 years old.
so like if you were gonna shoot a number out,
I don't know. I think right at like a 24.
I say I haven't shaved my face, so I have a little bit of age showing slightly. No, I'm actually 27.
Okay. All right. Not a baby.
I have had people guess. I've had people guess my age all the time. Like I used to work at an old warehouse place that my dad worked at, and because I look so young, I would always get I didn't know it was bring your child to work day every day. The only time was really weird is like several years ago. I think I was 24, 25 at the time. We went to Applebee's on New Year's Eve, and I was like kind of sick, so I had like a runny nose and stuff. So I had like a hoodie on, but I had my hood on. Mm-hmm. And our waitress, for whatever reason, thought I was 33 years old. Because she was like, how old? I was like, how old? She's like, how old are you? And I was like, take a guess. She goes, I'm going to say you're like 33.
Man, that cold aged you.
Like told her, no, I'm actually like 25. She goes, oh yeah, you look 33. Like, thanks. Like that's the first time someone's guessed older than my actual age. But damn, yeah, that age, that cold aged me like 10 years almost. I must have looked like.
I don't ever really get older. I still get younger. Like I'll still get carded every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because we're still like young enough that we still look like we need to be carded.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 30, so I probably shouldn't be getting carded still at this age. But I'm so small and skinny, and I have on like Full Metal Alchemist hoodies and stuff like that. That it's just like,
yeah,
you're like 21, right?
They can tell you walked
barely
to the store because you don't have a car.
Right? Yeah.
The telling signs if someone was young. They wear something anime related. Ah, look, he must be carded. He's a weeb. We must card him.
Exactly.
I don't know. My roommate she's younger than me. She's 25, and she's also the child of very young parents. Her parents had her when they were like college age.
Okay.
And like I mentioned something about Dragon Ball Z once. Like I referenced that, and she's like, "Oh, Dragon Ball Z. I remember my dad loving that show when I was a kid."
Wow. Awesome.
Nice. But yeah, no, 27, I'm a very strange oddball. Like at work I've learned that I'm a very I'm classified as I'm definitely not normal. Like things you would think you would, if I told, like I'll tell you some of these and you're going to be like, "What?" So,
okay.
So Melissa, did you have something really quick before I start slamming the what facts?
I'm very intrigued to find out if these are legitimate, not normal facts, or if your coworkers are just like, an anime? What?
The animu. So okay, I'll start with one that really drives my coworkers insane.
Okay.
I can't stand mustard, sour cream, and ranch. I think they're nasty.
Mustard is great. How dare you?
The mustard one's a little odd. I think mustard is pretty commonly agreed upon, but the other ones I get. I love them all. Man. You know, Midwesterners, ranch is our blood.
Man, I hear people dip their pizza in ranch, and I felt like a part of me died on the inside.
I'll dip my crust in ranch every now and then. I've in the past I've like poured it on my pizza to try it out because I saw someone else do it.
Yeah,
it was fine, but No,
Man.
Yeah,
doesn't
I
belong
don't
on
go in
there.
for the ranch and pizza.
Don't do that. As Pizza
like,
Lord
why?
himself, don't
Right.
do that. Don't.
You have the right to
So-
lay down the law.
Right. Yeah.
So this one's gonna be interesting. So, you guys like waffles by chance?
This
yes.
is a trick. Yes.
Do you like frozen waffles?
Oh man, yeah. I gotta have an Eggo in my freezer at all times.
Yeah, so like I get called out for this because I will literally sometimes pull a waffle out of the freezer and I'll like straight out of the freezer I'll start eating it, but I don't even eat it right away. I just kind of like watch TV or play games with the waffle in my mouth because obviously it's frozen and I'm body temperature. So the waffle will kind of defrost the part that's in my mouth and it'll get kind of like soggy and then it'll just break off and that's how I eat it.
That's real anime, real life.
No.
That's what an anime
I just see
protagonist
Kyle
does. Walk
doing
around
the-
with a frozen waffle hanging out of his mouth.
I'm picturing. I'm picturing L from Death Note as he
Yeah.
has his like knees up and he has the like food in, like he has the cake, right? But except he has a waffle there. That's what I'm
To this day,
imagining.
I still don't know what a Danish looks like.
Wait a minute. I understand if maybe you've never eaten a Danish. I do not believe that you have never seen a Danish.
No, I've probably
I-
seen a Danish, but if you asked me right now to describe what a Danish looks like, I could not tell you.
I'm gonna have to back him up on that.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I've probably eaten them. But if you were like, Kyle, draw me a Danish.
You'd have no idea. Yeah.
I would probably
They're
draw
so-
a croissant.
No, they're so tremendously common. You can find them in bakeries, in like break rooms at your office. Should you be in an office? They're they're wrapped up and they're in a vending machine. Like Danishes
again,
are
I've
all
seen
over
them.
the place.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I've probably eaten them.
But
But
your
to just
brain
be
doesn't
like-
retain the image of a
No.
Danish.
No.
No, there's no room for Danishes in my
Yeah.
memory.
I don't have enough space up here to focus effort into remembering to picture what a Danish looks like. There's not enough space up there to be like, all right, like what? Someone's gonna be like, okay, this person is in needs care. Do you know CPR?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know how to drive a car? Yes. Do you know what a Danish looks like? No. Then you cannot help me.
What if a loved one asks you to go to the store and purchase for them a Danish? Like,
I
you
would
can
tell-
read the word
I
on
would-
the package.
I would
sure,
tell them.
but-
I would tell
Aisle
them
they're
that you have to
on.
come
I
to the
would
store with me.
Google it and figure it out.
I don't understand this. How you just don't know this very common object.
I
You've
do- I do
decided to
that.
not know it. You've decided that this is
No.
so unimportant. Your brain doesn't need to retain a single visual sense memory of the concept of a Danish.
They're in
They're in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, Danishes are a minor plot point in the film. You watched them.
Yeah,
Michael
but,
Pena
like-
held up a Danish.
But like, okay. So
I have
Kyle would kind of
them
know
up
this.
on the podcast, so we can, or so you guys out there watching this can see what they look like. Yeah, I know what
okay.
they are. I know what they look like, but yeah, I wouldn't have been able to be like, oh yes, this is how. Like, if you were to be like, if you were to say like draw a cinnamon roll. I know what that looks like. If you were
It's
to
a
be
spiral,
like draw
yes.
a croissant, I know what that looks like.
It's a
right?
moon, yeah.
But like, if it's specifically a Danish, no,
Yeah.
I don't know what those look like.
Danish is
Hashtag
like it's like a
Danish.
lump,
They
it's
look
a
like
lump with
everything. I don't
filling in
know.
the middle.
Hashtag forgettable Danish.
Look, there's ones that look like Pop Tarts. There's ones that look like ninja stars. There's ones that are circles that have a root in the center. They
Yeah,
look
that's
like all
the
sorts of
classic
things.
one that I'm picturing. Like the ones that you get in like a big tray from like your grocery store bakery. You know, anytime there's like a meeting or like there's a death in the family, somebody shows up with a plate of Danishes.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I have never heard of that before.
this might have been like a Wilkinson specific thing. I remember like
No,
my
that's a
grandpa
pretty
lived with us
traditional thing.
when I was like
baked-
11 years old, and he's
baked
going
goods.
through hospice, and like people would come over to see grandpa, and they'd always bring a plate of Danishes. I ate so many Danishes when I was 11 and my grandpa was dying.
So what you're saying, so pretty much,
Oh, no.
the reason Melissa knows Danish is so well is because she's taken her own memory of the Danish and like
I had them
and
already.
cemented it
They
in her.
weren't new
But she
to me,
also
like-
stole any memories of the Danish that I have and absorbed the information from me that I might have.
I wouldn't go so far. I wouldn't rob anyone of the memory of a Danish. I feel so familiar with a Danish. I can't imagine like not knowing what these. I feel like I've always eaten these.
You know, I did not expect the Danish was gonna get the upset.
I can understand if you're like, I've never eaten it, but the fact that like every time it has been in your vision, your brain just grays out.
It blocks it out.
I
Hey, here, like
never heard
I
of this
imagine somebody
happening.
was probably like, "Hey, here's
Completely
a
censored.
someone comes up to you and they go, "Hey, Alan, here's a Danish," but like they hand it to me and it's just a gray blob, and when they say Danish, it's just silence.
This feels like you're in a Doctor Who episode.
So, this one's a fun one. If you've seen any of the other Whatnauts content, another weird thing about me is Cuphead was the number 3 best game of 2020.
No,
But that's an inside joke.
Came out
Cuphead
like
is very good, but it's
2017.
also it is several years old.
Yeah. That's an inside joke. That's another weird fact about me. I can't, for some reason I'd have to like compile more. I can't think of any, because I know there's other, like I have a weird one, but it's like really weird. Like this one's gonna be like strange. So okay, we'll share it. We'll share it anyways. So you know the boxes of like pastaroni and like mac and cheese and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I was really young, my parents would buy that stuff, and I would sneak into the kitchen and get the box of like mac and cheese, and I would eat the powder package, and that's it.
Ow, Alan.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Cocaine.
Yeah.
I can see that. Just like you rip off the edge of a packet, you just eat powder.
Yeah.
I think kids are
Got
very
any more
fascinated
of
by
that mac and
powders.
cheese mix?
You know, well, another fun one is like, so I don't eat a whole lot. Like I eat more now as a responsible adult than I ever did. I had a friend in elementary school that I would hang out with all the time after school. And my mom told me the story. I don't remember this. I went to his house one Friday after school to sleep over, and my friend's mom made like this giant buffet of food, like whatever food you could think of at the time. His mom made like this huge buffet of food, and I ate none of it. And when she asked, "What do you want to eat?" all I said was, "Can I just get some bread and mayonnaise?" My friend's mom was concerned, called
You
my
chose that
mom
over
up and
pizza
said,
rolls?
"Hey, so what do I?" She goes, so my mom told me that my friend's mom called her and said, "Hey, so is Alan okay? I made all this food and all he wants is bread and mayonnaise. Is that normal?" My mom said, "Yeah, that's just what he eats." And now to this day, I can't stand mayonnaise.
I mean, good for your mom for being like, yeah, that's what he eats. Just
Yeah, that's my
give it
son.
to him.
That's my son. That's my son. Very
Old
proud of
bread
him.
and mayonnaise, Alan.
Bread and mayonnaise. Yep. Yeah, I'm a weird individual. But I play a lot of games. So like in general facts, I just played video games. That's pretty much what I do. That's just what I'm about. I don't play like certain games, but I'm just a completionist. And weirdly a masochist
These are
when it
almost
comes to playing games.
exclusively food facts.
Yeah, well that's where my weirdness comes from, is food. I mean, I hate cheese on hamburgers.
I want to ask you this, since
Go for
you
it.
do play a lot of video games and stuff. How did you like not how did you get started, but like how did you come to be here at the Whatnauts? What was that journey like for you?
Well, I mean that I'm not sure how to quite describe it. I mean, so growing up with video games are just the biggest part of my life, and they're the biggest definer of my pretty much my personality as a whole.
Sure.
And like with making YouTube video content or like playing through games or even streaming, it's always been like a dream of mine or like a goal of mine to like do that and kind of stick with it. And me as a personal person, I struggle a lot with like self-confidence. So like whenever I would try it, I'd feel discouraged and I would never like reach out to people, ask for help, or really like stay motivated to keep doing it. But as I got older, and weirdly in 2020, probably like one of the worst years I've had to live in my life in terms of the world, it was the first time that I finally like sat down to like buckle down and do it. And it takes a lot of effort to like have that drive and motivation to like do those things, to stick with recording, to stick with streaming. And I've always wanted to kind of reach out to people, but I'm not very good at meeting people for the first time. I'm really good with people I'm familiar with, but not new people. And yeah, it just kind of came to the Whatnauts where I wanted to like be on a podcast or to talk about games or to kind of like make new friends, because I've grown up my life and have made many friends, but they've all kind of like used me to play games or to enjoy stuff through me. And one day I just saw Ignacio from the Whatnauts on Twitter was just like, hey, we're looking for another podcast person. And I saw that tweet, I remembered it, and it took like a solid day of just nail biting nerves and anxiety to message Ignacio. And then Ignacio was like, hey, DM Kyle. And like because I bite my nails all the time and I bite them out of like anxiety and nerves. And I never felt such bad anxiety like messaging Kyle. And like those couple weeks or like the week where like you would message me and we would just talk casually, and like I would message you, I would like be at work on break and I would open up the Twitter DM just to see if you read it, or if like you read it and just didn't reply. And it was just constant anxiety of like, oh, I'm not known. I'm not known anywhere. I don't make enough content. Like I just viewed myself as a nobody. And I was like, Kyle is just going to be like, hey, it's cool to meet you. You're a cool person, but no thanks. And like the sheer euphoria that I felt when Kyle was like, yeah, we want you on the podcast, was like, it felt like Rock Lee in Naruto when he couldn't beat Gaara and he removed the weights. And it was like, you were like, holy shit. And man, it wasn't like a long journey, but it was definitely like in my mind, like this giant tornado storm of anxiety of like, oh, it's just gonna blow up in my face. And Kai was like,
awesome though.
Kai was like, no, we want you on, we'll interview you and we'll talk on Discord. And like, I've got friends at work that like are real flaky and stuff like that. So like knowing I can like come on here with the Whatnauts and like talk to you, Melissa, like record with Kyle and all them, and Kyle like teaching me stuff, it really feels like, even for the short time I've known you guys feel like best friends. Like people that I can like count on, and it feels very satisfying to have people that like care about me, even though I might not care about myself as much, because I have friends. So yeah.
Well, yeah, no. When you started reaching out, because we had put the word out there, like, hey, Crossplay is looking for some more hosts. There was a couple people that responded initially, and then never responded after that. And there was a couple more that I like messaged or DM'd with, just to start chatting with them and be like, okay, who is this person? What do they like? How do they respond to things? Can they keep up a conversation and all of that stuff? And a few of them just dropped off into obscurity. And then, yeah, you were one of two that kept up a conversation and stuff. And I was like, that's good, because that's what we need for podcasting. Of like, we need people who can talk and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good. And I could immediately tell that you were super enthusiastic and like, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm here to have fun, and let's make it work. Yeah. So that is good. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're already having a blast, which is wonderful. I'm hoping you stick around for a long time.
Well, I mean,
All
I
that
am getting
stuff,
that.
so-
I am getting to that age. I think it's about time I retired and stopped working just altogether. You know, I'm getting to that age. You know, I gotta
wish.
start thinking about my retirement. You know.
I wish, man.
But no,
I
yeah,
wish, but-
I really like it. As like you mentioned, like doing the Whatnauts Wednesday streams, like because I try to be as consistent of streaming 3 days a week as possible. So like having that stream on Wednesday was like all my other streams have been really fun, but having that one with like a co-host like you, especially for how much you and I have also talked off of episodes as well, was
yeah.
was like a blast. Like all my streams have been fun, but that one like really stands out. I was like, this was like an insane amount of fun. And like that's why like I hope
Hoping
the
to make it
people
work
enjoy the Whatnauts Wednesday streams, but I also just can't wait to do them more, whether I play a game or co-host. Like
Yeah.
just it's super fun.
More content,
so
please.
yeah.
Let's make it work. Let's make it happen.
A really
All of
random
that
story is
stuff.
for whatever reason I remember this obscure elementary school memory where like one of the first times I ever stayed up all night was I stayed up all night in my parents' house, like in their living room on their big TV, and I just played Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of Roses on the PlayStation 2 all night. like I never slept. My dad woke up at like 6 a.m., came out of the living room, and he goes, "You're still awake?" And literally sitting there in the darkness playing a video game, all I said was, "Oh no, I just woke up."
Well, there you go. Well, yeah. So I think down the road we're hoping to get you on the captain's log every so often.
Yeah.
More so down the road. Hopefully, we can also get Gino on the show. We can get Ignacio back on the show because he's been on here
Hey.
once before. He's also been on the review show. But yeah, now that we have more people, I'm hoping to kind of not rotate you, because I'm not being like, okay, now you guys have to switch and do all that stuff.
Okay, you
guys are
had
always
your
welcome
week.
here
Get out of here.
on the captain's log. But yeah, I am hoping to kind of kickstart that and be like, okay, let's get you on this show. Okay, let's bring you back here. Let's do this. Let's do that. So hopefully we will be seeing a lot more of you down the road.
Oh, I would like that. And Melissa, for you personally, since I talk about games a lot, I will do my. I don't know where I'll find one, but I promise you, I'll do my best that Monday on the Discord server, I will tell you what a day. Like I will let you know somehow what a Danish looks like, because I will try to have one this weekend and try to remember what it looks like.
This is your assignment. You don't even have to eat
Next
it.
time
You just
he's
have
on
to
the
remember it.
captain's log, we
No,
make
but I
him
feel like-
draw one.
I feel like if I ate it though and it was good, maybe I'd remember it. Maybe I've had it and they've just
Right.
all been underwhelming.
Yeah, you got to make sure you get a good Danish. Go to like a Panera Bread. They're pretty good. I don't know the bakeries in your area, but I know Panera Bread is
Panera Bread.
reliable around the country.
I
go.
could say Marta's Donuts, but you'll have no idea what that is. You,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
don't have
you know
them.
what they have.
We don't even really have a Panera Bread because it's from here. So here in its hometown, it's just called St. Louis Bread Co.
What?
It's yeah. It's only when you get outside of the city. Like I think like if I get like 2 hours away, that's when the signs change and they are called Panera Bread.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's so strange. I don't know what's
Yeah.
originated from Michigan. I don't know what we have that's unique. But
Oh, what? No, that's Minnesota. I don't know.
we
what's
got a
from
lot of
Michigan.
water. We got a lot of
You,
water.
yeah, you got all those lakes. RoboCop.
Sure.
Yeah, oh, I'm not even gonna go into it. That's my other big thing I messed up with. There's a lot of popular movies I've not seen.
That.
You would be surprised if you threw movies at me.
We've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Well, here we're not even gonna get into this if I don't know how this is gonna go. But Kyle, Melissa,
We'll wrap things up here in a sec.
I've never seen The Matrix.
I've never seen The
Oh
Matrix.
damn.
I've met quite a bit of people who haven't seen The Matrix, which is like it's kind of baffling, but that like Melissa and I also have our list of shame that we do now
Yeah.
for Shame Timber on the review
Ooh.
show. where it's just like, I've never seen this movie that I probably should have seen by
Yeah,
now.
we all have them.
So yeah,
Yeah,
if you do like review stuff or anything else, and you start pitching out movies, you
Yeah.
can probably pitch anything to me. I probably haven't seen it.
We'll get you on the review show in the
Yeah.
coming weeks, where we will have you pick what we are doing, and I can help you pick something out so it fits
Anime.
within that week and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll do, whether it's your favorite movie or show or something, we'll find something that you really enjoy and that you get to share with us.
Anime.
Good.
We can do
Good
an
stuff
anime
indeed.
as long as it's something we can watch within a week's time.
Oh yeah, I already know. If you already put me on there, I already know the first thing I'm gonna throw out there, and it's an anime. It's on Netflix, and I think it's only 9 episodes.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
works.
That's right.
That works indeed.
Perfect.
Cool.
Sweet.
Let's do a little bit of housekeeping, and then we will get out of here. If you guys did not know, we have multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts. You guys can find out more information on our website, which is thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Just type in the Whatnauts, and all of our shows will pop up right there. If you like what we do, patreon.com/the Whatnauts is where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. We have a $3 tier where you guys can get all kinds of exclusive content. I'm still trying to do our next thing for Crossplay. I swear it's going to happen soon. Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we have all kinds of exclusive stuff from all of our shows up there. And last but not least, a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam, who has been
Thanks, Sam.
here in the chat with us.
Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Muchos gracias.
We love you a lot. Yeah. Indeed.
Well-
And then again, shout out to Whatnauts Wednesdays right here on
Yeah.
twitch.tv/the Whatnauts. We'll be streaming some video games every Wednesday, or as many Wednesdays from here on out as we can. So be on the lookout for all of that stuff. But yeah, that's about it.
We're on Spotify, right? I forgot to ask that.
We are on
No?
Spotify. Yes, you can.
Okay, someone asked me that today, and I was like, I actually don't know because I don't have Spotify.
Podcasting we should be on everything. But if for some reason we're not, and you're like, hey, you guys aren't on this thing, let us know.
Okay.
Because we would like to fix that and change it and make sure we are on all platforms. But we're on all the big ones. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
that being said,
Oh yeah, that's true. Sam gonna be just that little shout out. Sam is gonna be finishing beating Sephiroth in FF7 next week.
Ah.
there you go.
Hype, Sephiroth hype.
Indeed. All that being said, go like, share, subscribe. Please rate and review us where you guys get your podcast. That would help us out a ton. I know every podcast out there says this, hey, go rate and review, all that stuff, but it really actually does help, especially since we're smaller creators, to help spread the word. We could use some kind words and good reviews. So please, if you like what we do here, that would help us out a ton. But that being said, that's about it. So Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT. You can listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, where my brother Jams and I talk about a weird old kids show we half remember, where maybe we've never seen before. We just had a guest to bring us, this episode won't release for months, but we just had a guest bring us a Canadian cartoon that we had never heard of. And it was an absolute fever dream of a time.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
and I
and-
think if everything is working out, Jams is joining us this next week, right?
Yeah, Jams will be here.
Okay, cool, good stuff. I'm excited to have him back on the show. Actually, I think it'll be his first time on the
Yeah, he's been
Captain's
on the
Log.
review show twice, but never
And
on the Captain's
Crossplay
Log.
once.
Oh, right. I forgot you guys already recorded that.
Yeah. we did. So it'll be good to get him back here at the Whatnauts. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward.
How many? Sam asked, how many episodes are on the back burner, Melissa?
Oh, including the one that we're prepping for and are going to record next week, it's maybe like 8.
Wow.
I don't know. We've
That's
got
a
a pretty
lot.
decent backlog. Yeah.
Good amount. Good stuff. And for you, Alan, where can we find you online?
Well, you can find me on Twitter as well at Alan Busby, but spell it right because it's ALAN. People seem to think it's LLEN for reasons, I guess, because I guess that's the normal spelling. But I sometimes tweet there. I usually share people's cool art that I see. Sometimes it might be more thirsty related because people seem to just be that way on Twitter sometimes. And other than that, you can find me on Twitch that I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at twitch.tv/AzurePKK, where I am getting closer to getting the route for the speedrun of Hollow Knight done, so hopefully that will be good. And any other game I decide to stream, or if you have suggestions, just let me know anywhere, and, maybe we'll play it.
Cool.
Or we will
Good
play
stuff. Good stuff. You guys can find me at Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to stay up to date with our shows, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So yeah, go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal. This has been episode 126 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well, maybe not me.